For any problem, you need to define the problem correctly and find solutions which can be implemented. If you don't define your problem correctly, then you are not on the solution side. So you look like you may say that you are supporting the solution, but you are still on the problem side if you don't prepare the infrastructure for the solution.
Right, so it's a change of philosophy in a way. You're talking about a change of philosophy.
Should change. The new problem should be defined with the new information, and the future should be planned with the technologies of the future. In the energy field, or for any energy kind of use, first we need to have the resource, then technology, and third, decision makers on the solution side. So the resource, sun, renewable energy, every day we have its renewable, and was available 1 million years ago. Today is available and will be available, so we don't have any constraint, resources available. Technology, since 1850, we started to use fossil fuels, and up to 1970, when there was an oil crisis, then between 1973 to 1978, we practiced waste heat from nuclear weapon production, material production facilities. But in 1978, we understood that it's no use. Then after 1980, 30 years ago, renewable energy technologies started. Now we have wind turbines can supply 1 to 25,000 people, and it's commercially available. So technology is also handled. Now we need decision makers who are on the solution side. In energy, the first solution was, beginning with 1970, energy and use efficiency. It's still the priority. Since 1970 to today, we have best available technologies in transportation, in housing, and industry, which can do the same work 10 times less energy consuming. So we have countries like Germany, for example, and European Union targeting the solution. And in 2050, energy and use efficiency together with renewable energy, Germany is planning to go to 100% renewable. And now we see that it's possible. Technology is there, resources there. Even in Germany, it's possible. In southern countries, Mediterranean, it can be in 2025, we can go 100% renewable energy. With energy and use efficiency, we reduce the total amount of energy we need. And with 100% renewable energy, solar energy, photovoltaic, geothermal, biomass, we can supply complete our energy. But there are some problems we need to handle. One is this, for example, storage of renewable energy, to make it fully independent of fossil fuels. So, as Eurosolar, Bonn, and World Council for Renewable Energy, each year we are organizing International Renewable Energy Storage Conference. So each year we get 600 papers on this, and now the technology is becoming available commercially, and there are many techniques.
Is it there yet?
Now it is.
But to a high enough level to meet our energy needs, or are we getting there?
Mainly batteries, and the learning curve is very good, and in 5 years they will be available in the required cost. But in countries with high solar energy potential, it's already commercial when you compare with others. And also, one other thing is internalization of external costs. Now, renewable energy is available everywhere, and is a sign of equality. Is also freedom, because everybody doesn't need to have somebody to show them the way. In their freedom, equality, and peace. I mean, you don't need to kill anybody to use solar energy. But when you compare with others, people are sharing to keep the ownership of fossil fuels and so on. So it's a problem. The wars are mainly.
Yeah. And we still have huge reserves of fossil fuels, which the oil companies are insisting that we use. How do we overcome that problem and make sure that renewable energy is put in its place?
Clever companies, clever investments are switching their investments according to the new solar age. So Siemens declared that they are not interested anymore with nuclear. Now they are fully supporting wind energy and arranging all their structure according to the needs of the future as an investment. If some companies continue to go with the problem, and they will be obsolete also. So it's their decision. They need to understand the dynamics of the economic development and remember that we are living in a global prison, and in this global prison there is one sun, one problem and one solution. If we start to say that there are different problems and solutions in the same global prison, then this is a sign that we are trying to transfer the burden to other countries, other parts of the world. Dislocation of obsolete, not best available technologies, but the older technologies with high energy consumption, with campaigns to the markets where there's no internalization of external cost, there is no long-term strategic planning. So the free market conditions are forcing to pollute the living space of the atmosphere. So when we talk about 100% renewable energy, first the sun is bringing the atmosphere to plus 16 degrees from minus 60 degrees. If you are in an airplane, you see at 10 kilometers all over the world, it's minus 60 degrees. So our global prison is something in the refrigerator of minus 60 degrees. So the only source is sun. Sun's equality, sun's heat and light is on the earth and bringing it in cooperation with the blanket, we say greenhouse gases, to the temperature where we can live. So when to reach 100% renewable energy, we need to go from 16 degrees to 20 degrees. So we are talking about a very marginal contribution from the solar energy. And we say that it's possible. And each year now, the third year, we are organizing in Istanbul 100% is renewable energy is possible conferences, and in this conference we invite the scientists, researchers and municipalities from the countries who has a target of the solution like 100% renewable energy to bring their research to this conference to make it a common property of the whole world for our common prison, for a common solution. So we know that in Germany, for example, there are many people working on efficiency, because this is the target of the European Commission and also Germany. And also they are doing on grid, smart grids, and internalization of external costs was completed in Europe in 1994 in a project externe. So every decision, when you consider the external costs, then you understand that coal is not the cheapest option. When you start to think about from cradle to grave costs, then it's apparent the solution. But if you hide the cradle and grave cost, and if you don't think about the external cost, you don't calculate the hospitality cost of people, or losing the employers, young employers dying before they served enough in this world, then you may think that dirty technologies are cheaper. So even now, wind and solar in some countries is economical even without calculating the external cost. When you include the external cost and when you look at it as an integrated overall approach from the cradle to grave, then it's apparent that the only solution is energy and use efficiency and 100% renewable energy.
Okay, thank you. And that conference is the 27th to the 29th of June next year in Istanbul.
In Istanbul, yeah.
Okay.
From the web eurosolar.org.tr, everybody can reach the information. And really, if we are going to live together in this global prison, we should think together and plan the future together. And everybody in each country who has something to contribute, please, they should come and share it with us. So then we are more stronger together.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.